Hey everybody, welcome to the Rule of Three, and I'm Sarah. I'm sorry, I got the giggles.
My name is Rebecca.
And I'm Bethany, and I do not have the giggles.
Well, you know she's happy.
What's that matter, right?
That's what
Everyone
matters.
should have a little happiness in the world.
Yes, and this bowl has it. What is this bowl, Beth?
It's the mystical bowl of subjects. Everyone say it together.
The
Mystical bowl of subjects.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get it one day, folks. I don't know which day. but-
Okay, there you go.
Don't lose it.
We're not chanting, we're here, just so you know.
Oh, darn it.
What is it?
Babysitting stories. Oh, gosh.
Oh no.
Okay, people, I'm just gonna warn you.
Sit back and relax.
No. Do not relax. Well, you know what? Relax, but don't eat. Because these are pretty bad. I mean, someone might have a story to, match. I don't know, but
Okay.
I'm going to start because I know... I don't know if these are going to be, the worst or just babysitting stories
I definitely
in general.
have some too, so.
Okay, so...
Mine's a little more funny, scary.
I was...
Kind of.
That's true. Well, yeah. We'll get to that.
We'll get to it.
So I'm going to go with my worst babysitting experience because it just seems to be the most comical in a sense. So I was babysitting 3 lovely children, and there were 2 girls and 1 boy. And unfortunately, after we had played outside, everyone seemed fine. We had played outside for a long time, figure I'll wear them down, and then it'll be time to go to bed. So, we played a bunch of games. Everyone seemed happy. Then we ate macaroni and cheese. And who wouldn't be happy with a good bowl of mac and cheese, okay?
That's true.
So I was happy. So I was sitting on the couch, and we were kind of watching a little show before they went to bed. And all of a sudden, the little boy was like, I don't feel good. And I'm like, oh. I said, well, what's going on? And he's like, I have a tummy ache. And I'm like, oh. I said, well, let me go get you ginger ale. Well, didn't even get a chance to get up and get in the kitchen. Just bleh, everywhere. And all over the couch. And he's moving towards his sisters. And it's coming out. The poor kid was like Krakatoa. He was just coming out. And I'm like, oh, okay, sweetie. I was like, let's go to the bathroom. So I just picked him up, and I'm like this, and he's just spewing, all the way to the bathroom. Now, I know this is gross, but honestly, later, now that I think about it, I laugh. So I finally got him to the toilet where pretty much nothing happened because the poor kid had already
got it out, yep.
Yep, the business was done.
So this is, again, warning. Really, if you're squeamish, stop now. It's a gross story. They had 2 dogs. Lovely dogs. I loved them.
No.
So I come out of the room and I'm like, this will be fine. I'll clean it up. It's going to be okay. So I told his sisters, the poor things, I told them, why don't you get ready for bed, go upstairs, and I'll be up in a minute. And I figured get them out of the way, so they're not, contaminated. And then, I would clean up the mess. Well, the dogs are over there, and they seem to be loving all of this, if you know what I mean. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't even think of it. I don't own a dog. I don't know what they do.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I had to get these 2 huge dogs out of the house on their leashes. The poor little kid's still there, and I had him sitting at the table with a ginger ale. And I'm bringing them out. I leashed them. I came back inside, and I was like, I said, okay, let's get the kids to bed, and then I'll fix the rest. So, got them to bed. I cleaned up, and I thought, my night's over, for that. And the dogs, I brought them back in, which was another mistake. Because later I hear, excuse me, I'm watching TV, I hear crash, and I'm like, oh my gosh, someone broke in the house. And I was horrified, but then I heard the dogs, and I was like, oh no. So I went, they had knocked a trash can about that high over. Trash was everywhere. They're trying to eat it, everything. that smells like food. So I'm pulling papers out of their
Yeah,
mouths,
because the earlier wasn't enough, right?
No, it wasn't enough.
No.
So I was like, oh, coffee grounds are, it was just the worst. So I got the dogs into the living room, and I think they had like a little gate or something that I was able to put up. I got that cleaned up. I put the trash can on top of the
table.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So by the time the parents got home, they were like, it's so clean in here. And I'm like,
you wouldn't believe why.
I know, I'm just that good. Okay? But really, there was a disaster before that.
Yeah.
So that's my story. I'm sorry if it grossed you all out, but I kind of did think it was funny. So, looking back on it, it wasn't funny that night, but it was funny.
So, do you have one?
So I have a cute little one.
Okay.
There's a little girl we used to babysit, and at the time she was probably 3 or 4, you know. So very young and very, very learned, I guess would be a good word.
Yeah.
Or, you know. So I took him outside, you know, the kids. So there was an older brother. He was probably 8 at the time, maybe 7, 8. And I took the little girl out, and she started touching my face, and she's like, what are those brown spots? And I'm like, well, I said, the sun likes me a lot. And I said, it likes me so much, it gives me kisses. And when it gives me kisses, they turn into brown spots. You know?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah. So she's like, and she looked at me like that, you know? And she's like, I want the sun to like me. I want kisses, you know? So, it was very cute.
Aww.
It was just very cute. And she accepted my explanation as science, as that is what it is.
Exactly.
So I gave her a kiss on the head.
Well, in case you don't notice, Rebecca's very freckly, but, you know, she has some makeup on right now, so it's kind of covering it. But
not too much.
She's very freckly and
it's-
we're very Irish, so
Oh, it's all over.
yeah,
All
she's got
over.
the freckles,
Spots.
and they're so cute.
So now it's on to mine.
Yes.
It was like really 11:30 midnight. The folks were at a late movie. I don't know if it was a double feature or what, but I had put the boys to bed, and I was watching like a Dateline or something.
You sound like one of those people they're interviewing, like right now as you're telling it. You're like, it was late at night. Put the kids to bed. I was babysitting.
Allow me to
She
go on
sounds
with
like
my
one of the
story.
people interviewing on Dateline.
Allow me to go on, please.
I will. Okay, you want
She's-
to Dateline it? That's fine with me.
She's so rude. She's rude.
I know.
Anyway, so I heard this loud banging, and I go to look at the door, and there's this guy with this long blonde, stringy-looking hair, a beard. It freaked me out. I was a pretty young lady, and I was
I think
like,
you were like 16.
yeah. 16,
Now that
17.
I recall. Yep.
Somewhere around there, and I saw him, and I was freaking out, and I'm like, I grabbed a broken chair leg, it had a screw sticking out of it,
Yep.
and I ran behind the counter, and I cowered there with the phone, and I called my dad.
Well, actually, you called the house.
I called
and
the
at
house.
the time, I didn't
yeah.
have a cell phone. That's how
No, this was a while ago.
so antiquated things were. But
So,
I pick up the phone, and I hear Sarah go, Beth. And I'm like, why are you whispering? And she's like, because there's some weird guy at the door. And she's like, and I was like, oh, wow. I said, and she's like, put Dad on the phone. So I put Dad on the phone. And sure enough, he grabbed an aluminum baseball bat and went racing over there. And I'll let Sad tell the rest.
well, anyway, the guy was gone. They looked around, but, I was pretty freaked by that, and I eventually told the parents what happened. So later on, I went again I don't know if it was next week or so. And I actually met the guy who was knocking on the window. And actually, he was like a local, like, welding guy from around
He was a friend of their family.
Limerick or
Yeah.
something.
So it was
he was
fine.
actually very nice, but
Yeah.
we were all laughing about it. And I told him what happened. I said, I thought you were a creep. Sorry. And he's like, well, I kind of look like one, don't I? I'm like, well, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. If he was still there, God forbid, my dad had a baseball bat.
And
And
he
he
would
was
have
about to
pummeled
become
him.
the baseball. You know, like,
And I had a chair leg with a screw sticking out of it. So.
It
At this
was-
point, he didn't have a chance.
No,
Like,
he didn't.
If he got
Actually-
to that house,
It was more like the main characters from The Walking Dead were after him. You know,
Yeah,
like
pretty
bam,
much.
bam, bam,
Pretty
bam.
much.
he would have been killed like a proper zombie, right?
So,
Well, thank you all for watching. And those are just our stories of babysitting, which is fun. We all enjoyed that. It was good.
yes,
Please
it was.
like-
Pat
it.
yourselves on the back.
Yes.
But please like and comment and subscribe. We would love to hear what you have to say. Maybe you have a bedtime story. Ooh.
Bedtime.
That may be a bedtime story. I love bedtime stories. Maybe you have a babysitting story that, maybe something went wrong, or but whatever. We'd love to hear it.
And check out our Facebook page. There's a link in the
yes.
description.
Yes. So, anyways, have a great day, everyone, and
We'll
we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.